Hey, welcome back to Miss Corliss's place. So glad to have you back. Don't forget to like, share, and possibly subscribe. Sure would appreciate it. I'm just here to dispense some knowledge, some real knowledge. I don't like people to run off half cocked, as they say, with a little bit of information and then they can't expound on it. We need to help ourselves, our young people, our generation. We need to help even the other people understand that we're aware of where we came from. We're aware of the tactics that are being used. And we have to help our children, our younger people, our young adults recognize what is going on. I just want them to recognize what's going on. So anyway, last time I talked to you guys, I talked about the 6 cardinal principles that Willie Lynch put in his letter, one slave owner to another group of slave owners in 1712. And his letter was designed to help them, the slave owners, control their slaves and the blacks. And the process was supposed to at least be effective at minimal for the next 300 years, which would place that somewhere like 2013, 2012. Okay, we got that? All right. So the principles we talked about last time, the 6 principles, I wanted to expound on what they actually meant. Now, the first principle was that both horse and nigger are no good on the economy. Understand the economy. It's all about the money. In the wild or natural state. So what are they saying? They're saying that just like a horse, a nigger's no good running wild and leaving his thoughts to be his own and the freedom to exercise whatever comes to mind. No, we slave owners, we must mold them into what we want them to be to help our economic base. Because that's what they're here for. They're not here for us to like or marry or join in, none of that. And that's still going on today. Their concept of the African slave was that it was property that was to be used and trained just like horses to do what they wanted to support their economy. Okay, make them rich, in case you don't understand what the word economy means. So that was the first principle. Second principle said both must be broken and tied together for orderly production. Broken. The race of African slaves, in their opinion, needs to all be broken and conditioned. That's what tied together is. They all need to function on the same level with the same train of thought, understanding the same things as I, the slave owner, give it to them. So the knowledge that they'll have, we're going to dispense with that in the wild or what they came here with. We're going to give them the knowledge we want them to have because their job is to support our economy and make us wealthy. We got that? You got that. Okay. Number 3 principle says for orderly futures. They're talking the future beyond 1712. Beyond 1712, special and particular attention must be paid to the female. That's the one making the babies. And the youngest offspring. So you might not be able to do anything with the children that already exist. Folks like me, 70-year-old me, they can't do nothing with me, but they're going to work on the babies. They're going to work on the babies and give them a language. And they're still doing it. They give them a language. Today it's all about the cell phone and all of these distractions that they give our young people. This is the way to go. That is the way to go. And all of it is designed so that they will support the economy. We have not created the cell phone. We may have created the cell phone. I'm not sure. But we sure aren't benefiting from it like those that did market it. Because all they had to do was convince us that it was something we needed to have, and we got it, and that made them money. Now that we got it, we got this instrument in their hand, we can really further condition and tie them together as in horses. So they can all function and move in the same way. What does everybody tell you when you want to know something? Oh, You'll look it up on Google. Got you trained. Got you trained. Somebody had to put the information in Google for you to look it up. So you're going to only get the information that they put in there if that's your only resource. Wake up, people. Okay, that was that principle. Number 4, both must be crossbred to produce a variety and divisions of labor. Now, when they say both, they're talking about the horse and the nigger. That's what they called us, niggers. Crossbred means they were going to give some of their sperm and make different types of niggers and have them serve different types of functions. You know, the house nigger, the slave nigger, the this nigger, the that nigger. And they're going to have, some will have a lot of their blood, some will have a little bit of their blood, creating a division of sorts amongst the niggers, but functional for the white slave owner to make their economic growth. Are we getting this? Are we getting this? Please tell me that you understand. Divisions of labor. So, when you say divisions of labor, the house nigger is the one that is perceived to have been successful. And they got us all looking up to that house nigger. I mean, it's not a negative thing. It's a design. I'm not calling folks Oreos and things like that. Some of us have been given opportunities to advance. We have been given those opportunities to advance because we are still trying to control the herd back there. If the herd sees that 1 or 2 can make it, then they will stay focused on trying to make it like those 1 or 2. Like, how about bouncing a ball? Is that an animal act or what? Or throwing a ball? Okay? We're not going to get into what's happening and how that blew back on them because once we bounced and threw, we were better than they were. But we're not going to go that far. Right now, we're back at the beginning of 1712. We're going to make all of us be the same kind of way. We're going to promote if you saw the movie Django, how about the man's right-hand nigger there, Samuel Jackson's character? He was there to keep the rest in charge. He was put up on a platform, and that's how the function went. He was put up on a platform, and then the pretty girls, the girl that spoke German, they were given another level on a division of labor, but they worked in the kitchen. Some warmed the beds, some made the beds. Some went out there and picked the cotton to make the beds. Some cooked the food. Different divisions of labor. We've all been given divisions of labor, but it's all toward the economic progress and of the white slave owner. We got that? Willie Lynch. We got that? Okay. We're down to principle 5. Both must be taught to respond to a peculiar new language. I want that to sink in. A peculiar new language. Every now and then we come up, each generation has their own language. And we kind of think it's our own thing and don't nobody know what we're talking about. But it's all been designed to be perpetrated at different generational levels. Okay? Each one of us had our language. But the language is not what we say, it's how we function. That's the language. You work 50 years, you get a gold watch. Well, that played out for a pretty good while, but now it's over. Now it's something else. Okay, so now we have some entrepreneurs. But what are they being entrepreneurial about? Promoting liquor, promoting marijuana, promoting sneakers, clothes. Those that promoted education were cut down. And I'm just going to say a name and then I'm going to keep on with the Willie Lynch principles. We had one that was given a level of status, and he turned around and promoted the education of blacks. And he tried to expand the economic base of blacks in his way. And what did they do? They threw a wrench because he had gotten too far out of hand. So when you get too far out of hand, we throw in things like sexual harassment, the Me Too movement. We got to give a female the power, remember? That's the idea. Focus on the female. Think about it. Okay, finally, I'm not going to go on that long. I got to give you something to think about. I don't want to be on here forever. The last 6th principle says psychological and physical instruction of containment must be created for both the horse and the nigger. Containment. You have to stay within this circle. Then we're going to contain you to this area. I'm in an area of the country now that I can almost see the slave owner process. I'm in a small rural community that appears, along with the other small rural communities, to have been able to develop outside of the plantation owners' cotton field. You know, the sharecroppers had a little group over here that became such and such town. So and so had a little group over here that became such and such town. And the poor or the less fortunate, even though some of them got money, of the whites were still around to try to keep things in order. They're still perpetrating and infiltrating, and we're allowing them to dilute the race for the purpose of the division of labor and control. But we got to keep you contained. When you step out of your what they consider your purview, we're going to strike you down, put you in jail, all of that. My name, Bill Cosby. But I'm going to leave it like that and you can say what you want. He did things. And he let you know he did things. Now, we have other wealthy people. They're doing things, but they're being forced to do these things, in my opinion, in secret almost. The safe things that they know that outer world will accept. And some of them are doing it to undercut that whole Willie Lynch syndrome. And I applaud them for that. But then if we don't make it known that's what we're doing, the younger people don't see, they're missing a vital part of that information on why you're doing it, like you're doing it, and what the purpose is for you doing it, unless you have bought into the economic growth of the slave owner. And today, I'm going to leave you with that. Thank you so much for coming to Miss Corliss' place. Next time, I'm going to go a little further into the Willie Lynch letter. I said I was going to do it today, but I thought I had to come back and explain these principles. Because left alone, you may not understand. Some people don't understand the history. I've been around long enough to take us as African Americans from the stage of being colored to Negro to black to African American to now where people try to tell you, oh, I don't see color. You have to not see color to say you don't see color. And I'm going to leave you with that. Bye-bye. See you next time.